on.
We'll turn it off.
Turn it off.
Yeah. Look at this. I'm having a little trouble hooking my hook back here. There, I think I got it. Thanks for the offer of help, Maggie. All right, good morning. Good morning. It's Tuesday, and happy day, friends, all our crafty friends out in Facebook land. Good morning. We've got Maggie here today. So
good morning.
Hip, hip, hooray. That means you're in for a special treat. And Maggie is doing some book covers for us. Look at this. Look how amazing this little display is. And it is actually made on a book cover. And I know you all want to see how she did it. And so do I. And we're going to get right to that in a minute. First, we have a table full of product to show you that arrived yesterday. So we're going to show you that. And then we are going to get back over to Maggie and see what she's got for us. So hello, everyone. We're so happy you're joining us. And look, Penny is back. Penny's back. She had a bit of time off. So her happy laugh is back in stock at Memory Bound, and we're super glad about that. So we are happy you're joining us. Welcome, everybody. Should we show them what we've got here, Maggie? Do you want to hold the camera?
Sure, I will video you.
Okay. All right. If you're sure about that.
Yes.
We're going wide today. We're doing our wide angle because we have wide things to show, like this Art Bin Super Satchel.
This has been formatted to fit your TV screen. It has.
I thought you were going to say to fit me at first, Maggie, but to fit your screen. That's right. It's been edited and formatted. But this is another wide thing, this Super Satchel. This is the item that you can put your dies in, your 6x6 tablets, and it's back in stock, and I have no idea how much it is. But I think it was around maybe $15, $16. So that is back. It shows you right here that you can put your markers in it and all kinds of goodness. So
I'll have Penny, do you want to check the price on this?
Penny's booting up the computer.
Okay.
Now this is the Paper Junkies storage box, and AKA it's like one of those magazine holders, but it holds your 12 by 12 papers. And I've got a lot of my cardstock in these. Colorized, of course, Maggie. Aren't you proud? Roy G. Biv.
I'm sure. Kay says she likes this format.
Good. Well, maybe we'll just do this format. Now these I want to show because these are pretty cool. They're from Pink Fresh Studio. And they are actually die cuts of greetings, and I'm going to flip them around. One of them's got your foil, your gold and silver foil, and one just has some bright colors. And they say things like, so very happy for you, hello, happy birthday, yay, great job.
Instant cards.
They are. They're greetings for your cards. No stamping, no anything needs to be done. And Maggie, this one's pretty colorful, maybe for our National Scrapbook Week.
I love it. That's nice to have on hand for a quick card.
Definitely.
I always need a quick card.
We always do. Now this doesn't look like a whole lot here if you look at it. It's hibiscus dye, but when you add the tape from Pink Fresh Studio, then you're going to get something like this. So this die is, well, we might as well use the word formatted again to fit the tape exactly. So you would roll out your tape, place it on a piece of paper, and then put your die over, and you can die cut all those images.
You know, last year I took a class like that, and that was kind of eye-opening for me. I thought it was pretty cool.
It is. It's like making your own die cuts.
Yes.
And you get a lot on this spool. It's 11 yards, so you're going to get a lot of images. Okay, here we go, Teresa. Entomology, the stamp from Tim Holtz, is back in stock. Look at all those bugs. And then we also had some people waiting for these mini domed blending foams, and they are back. Penny is going at it. Okay, this is $19.99 for the Art Bin storage. What's nice about it, it has a handle, so it's ready to travel with you wherever you go. And as you can see, they stack nicely too. Maggie, these are back also. Our rainbow zipper pouches are back in stock. I think these are $1.99, and they're online under storage. Lots of colors.
Love those. That would be fun for color. Lots of colors.
And you want to come over, Maggie? Or maybe you can see it from
Get
there.
a close-up.
I suppose now we're on the landscape.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get up close.
Everybody is loving this format.
Well, then we're just going to have
job,
to do it. I
Kelly.
like it too. This is that large tag, ATC tag, and flower dice from Graphic 45. We got in just a couple, and boom, they went. So we ordered more. And Chris, oh, we have a sample of this from Chris in the receiving room. Penny, do you mind grabbing it? Diane knows where it is. Chris made us a sample, and we got to get that. Back in stock, the 12 by 12 brick textures paper. Hey, this is good for wide format, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Maggie, you have to love this.
I think I already got the smaller size. We're looking for a brick backdrop, kind of like this for a family photo. I just love
that would be good. Then you
We
could
drove all
look
over
at that.
Ankeny looking for a brick wall.
Oh my gosh. Well, that sounds pretty exciting, Maggie.
I know. How much is the tag? How much is the tag?
The tag die is $29.99. Penny, sorry, do you mind do you mind checking out?
Penny,
okay.
it's good that you're
Penny,
here.
we're glad you're back. Okay, Chris made these for us, these samples. These are the tags that the die makes, and then those are the flowers, and she cut them out of that new metallic paper from Tim Holtz, his craft-backed metallic paper. So you see the flowers have a lot of little detail in them, and it's $28.99 for the die set. So you're going to get all of those flowers, the 6 flowers and the 2 leaves, the large vine and the 2 little leaves, and then these 2 tags. So that was really popular.
So
and Chris,
Angie,
thank
is it
you.
when I get close that you can't see it as well? Oh, somebody just gave me an idea, Kelly. The
What?
fairgrounds for a brick wall.
Oh, see, you never know what you're going to learn at
Yes.
Memory Bound here. Okay, we also got the Ink Drops candy for all of our Ink Drop fans. This one's back in stock just in time for Easter and spring. So that's here. And then, Maggie, this is really big news. The Distress Storage Tin used to be the crayon tin, but is now the Distress Tin because it doesn't hold just crayons. I don't know if you can zoom in on that. It's pretty small. It holds those little jars. It holds the glazes, embossing powder. And Teresa uses this quite often and brings them in. And these were gone. These were out of stock for a long time. I think because they were changing the name, so they had to revamp it a little bit, and that took longer to get them made for us.
Perfect. What's the brick wallpaper called?
It's called Brick Textures. It's going to be online under the
Textures.
12 by 12, under paper pads or paper packs in 12 by 12.
And Kelly, they do have a little 6x6 pad that
Yes.
goes with it, right? Okay.
It comes in 6 by 6. And Maggie, this is back. These are back in stock.
Oh, yay.
Thanks to Maggie, we
More
sold out of these.
tags.
We have the little ones, but Maggie, let's step right over here because I meant to grab this today. Because I wanted just to show what you made.
Sorry.
So you get a little too close.
It seems like with this format,
You have to be back more.
yeah, a little
Okay.
bit more.
So these are the tags from Dina Wakely, the #1 tags. They're $12.99 for 50. And
Number
here's-
1 or number 10?
Oh, this is the number 10. Sorry, number 10. And here's one of the little gift card holders that Maggie made with them. And I really like this one because it's got the birthday paper on it. And you open it up, put your little gift card in there. And this was a video. What day was this? Last week?
Last week,
Late Wednesday?
Last
oh,
Wednesday.
gosh, Penny's all over
Penny,
it
you
today.
just stay right there, girl.
So anyhow, those are back in stock. You can go back and watch the video on Wednesday if you like. And then the other big news is over here, Maggie.
Some people are saying, Kelly, that it's hard to see in this format.
Oh.
It might be a little less quality. Is there
Oh.
of the video? Is it better if I stand a little further away? Love the other format.
Okay. Well, we'll have to check that out. That's no problem. We'll check it out.
Okay, the brand of the ephemera sentiments. They
It's
wanna be
Pink
able
Fresh
to find-
Studios.
Pink Fresh.
And
okay.
it's going to be under embellishments online.
Okay, and the difference between a 1 and a 10 tag is the
Or
10
eight,
are
eight
the
and 10.
The 10 tags are about 10 inch by 4 inch, I think.
Like
8 to 10 inches. And then this is the smaller size.
It's kind of jumpy. All right. The other thing, the big news is Farmhouse Summer is back in stock, and that sold really quickly, and we got in the mega pads, the collection pack, the enamel dots, the puffy stickers, the stamps. So if you go online, you're going to find this has been reordered, the solids, and it's back in stock. I think we're missing maybe one die, but the rest of it's back. So you can go online, go to shopping, go to new, and then go to Farmhouse Summer. And I am really proud of myself because I'm remembering it's Farmhouse Summer, not Summer Farmhouse, not Summer Market. And you know how I remembered that, Maggie? I'm going alphabetically. F is before S. So Farmhouse Summer. So
well, that's a good way.
I'm kind of proud of that I haven't screwed that up too much. Okay, before we move on, Hope sent us an amazing card that she made with that card kit from Art Options Avesta. And look how pretty this is. It's got all kinds of layers. I don't know if you can zoom in on it. It's got lots of layers, and Hope, this was so beautiful. And her message, I have to read it. Weekdays at 9:30 a.m. with Memory Bound. Always something to enjoy. Thanks, Hope. So she used the rub-ons and a lot of other little die cuts.
She has the perfect name for that, doesn't she?
I know. And she even was able to put Hope on the front of the card.
I love it.
So Hope, thank you. When we open up mail like this, it's just so fun. Just like everybody knows how fun it is to get cards in the mail, it's fun for us too. So Maggie, are we ready for your demo?
Yes,
Here at
there
Memory
we
Bound?
are. From the comments, Kelly, it sounds like this format works. This is from what I'm reading. This format works pretty well on the computer screen, but it's a little harder on their phone. But someone said something about that if you turn your phone and adjust it to something, hit some button, it will sound better.
There you go.
Some landscape button or something format.
Well, we'll have to try that out.
You can tell I'm not technically.
If you turn your phone and hit a button.
Oh, well, it says, she just said something.
Turn your phone the long way. Well, yeah, that's, if you do turn your phone, it makes sense because it's going to fill in it's going to fill in. And somebody said it's too far away. So some people like the wider, some people don't. I think we can still kind of zoom in on things like this. So you can see them, like there's that hibiscus tape and die. And I'm going to zoom in on Maggie, so Maggie, look out.
Wide lens.
So I'm gonna move slowly over here. And you guys, you are in for such a treat with Maggie today. Look at this table full of goodies. Oh, we got a question about the Tim Holtz Sizzix shipment. Says it's coming today. It says it's coming today. So that's what we're going to hope for. They said it's fine if you get closer. They said the white format's fine if you get closer. Oh, and make sure your phone is unlocked so it rotates. And I always lock my phone on the other direction because when I'm laying in bed at night browsing Facebook and whatever, it keeps flipping on me. So I had to unlock it this morning to tape it like this. So Sharon says it's more like watching TV.
See, it's been formatted to fit your TV screen.
Yes, that's right. All right, well, Maggie, tell us about this amazing, amazing project you're going to show us today.
Okay, I think I love books. I love old books, and I like using books for mixed media. So I want to preface this that we have a lot of cool book covers, and no good books or new books were destroyed.
Were damaged?
Yes, these are all books that were destined to be thrown away, and I rescued them. Kind of like if you rescue a little dog. I'm rescuing book covers.
And Maggie, you don't know this, but this morning I did put those online. They're $1.79, and they're online under miscellaneous product. So if you've got book covers, and you probably do, please help get out your book covers.
But if you don't want to throw away yours, look, we've already done
Maggie's
it for you.
got a lot of them.
We've got lots of fun colors and lots to choose from. So If you don't want to destroy your own books, I've done it for you.
Or you don't want to have to take the time to do it. Maggie's done it for you. So we do have a group of those.
So what I like to do, and Paula and I kind of share this affliction, we like to just put things together and layer things. And so when 49 and Market came out with this package of book plates right here. They have two, so I'm going to show you. This is the new set, and it's the Curator's Essential Book Plates. But we also have the Vintage Artistry Naturalist book plates, and that's from a little bit older line, right? From 49 and Market.
A previous line, and we ordered them in when Maggie started doing this project.
So I was just, I don't know, inspired by these book plates, and I'm going to open one up just to show you.
I wondered why they're called book plates.
Yeah, and so that between that and the ephemera. So these are the two main products that I'm going to talk about today, and I'm going to show you why. But what I did was I used an old book cover, and sometimes we have happy mistakes. So what I wanted to show was the cover, the book cover itself. And so this is just a book cover that I cut off. And so I actually worked on the other side and covered it. Well, this one right here, in my haste, I covered the wrong side. But this is so cool. I think I'm not going to cover it up.
From the inside of the
this
cover.
This is a map of where the story was taking place, and it's way too cool to cover up. So some of the book covers have that and some don't. But this one, what I wanted to show you is how you can use those book plates. And I thought these would be perfect for, like, if you have a book club that you get together with, you could make one. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to open these up.
Well, and Maggie, you know what? Jennifer said this is perfect timing because they found a few old books in their basement yesterday. I'm going like in a total circle because I'm following you. They found books in their basement yesterday that her husband was going to throw out. So what kind of timing is that?
Well, and you know what?
If
all you're going to do is leave them down in the basement and let them get musty, you might as well use them. And also, I think there's a book sale, somebody said, in Johnston this weekend. On Saturday, they practically give them away. So that's another thought. But we have a customer friend here who delivers me boxes of books every so often. And I have to tell you a funny story is she delivered these books back in December. I looked through them trying to think what I wanted to do with them. I found like 4 books that I wanted to read. So I took them to Arizona with me, read them, and then I brought them back and cut them up. So Jeez. I discovered a new author, so that was kind of cool. Okay, I wanted to share with you what's inside of this. And you just have to open it up and lay them out because that's what's going to inspire you.
So they're called, I wondered why they're called book plates.
Right
they're really
here.
like ephemera. Is it because of this?
It's because of these. And you get quite a few of these. In different sizes, so that's why you can use different book cover sizes. But look at how many you get. And they look like open books. Here's another one. Look at how many you could do. There's another one. And here's a smaller one, so if you have a smaller book cover. But you get that many book plates, and then you get another one. Here's another one. So that's all those. And then you get all these little ephemera pieces that I used. I cut some of them apart. And here's an extra page. And that kind of came in handy because you can add it.
Oh, make it look like you have an extra page. Yes, I love that.
And so I opened this up. And the best thing for you to do is just to lay them out. Get inspired on how you want to use them.
Fill up your table.
That's
the Curator's book
book plates. And then the other thing, and I don't want to mix this up, but this is ephemera bits.
Slide these over.
And this is another thing. You just have to open it up because every time you look in that little pile, you get more ideas. Oh, what about this little piece? What about this little piece? So
does that say how many pieces you get?
Oh gosh. It doesn't, but there are a lot. So let's take a look at them. You get a lot of these, and I used these a lot. I tucked them in the pages, and I'm going to show you how you tuck them in. You get a few of these little quotes. You get some of these, which I used. I used this. You get a few of these, which I used. You get a lot of these.
82 pieces, it says, in this one.
Oh.
And 22 in the book plates.
And this is another thing. You get little frames, which I used on mine. You get a lot of tickets. This is another one of those. Let's see.
And Maggie right now is showing the Curator's Botanical ephemera bits.
I used these. I love these, and I'll show you how I used those. I love using the tickets. There's more of those. You get a lot of numbers, which I used to tuck in the pages. The tickets are perfect. Lots of different colors, so if you like to add color. There's some stamps.
It's like flowers.
Yeah,
and
just so much
little
stuff.
wordy. There's a postcard.
Postcards, butterflies. There's a ton of butterflies. There's some of these in every color. There's another one of those. More frames. So I use these frames because what I wanted to do with these was to show, kind of have a focal point, a reason to make one of these. And what I used, the frame was kind of my focal point, whatever I was going to put in that frame. The rest was just layers and layers and layers. So what I used was the Tim Holtz. There's his little...
So if you're, did you use the snapshots?
I used the snapshots today because they are just so cool. I have one of these open. Here it is.
So if you're just joining us, Maggie's going to do a project on a book cover, and she's using the 49 and Market Curator's book plates, which she just showed some of the different pieces, and then she's using the 49 and Market Curator's Botanical ephemera bits.
So those are the two main things you want to lay out and just have fun with.
And there is another book plate also.
Yes, that is over there in the back on that basket.
So there. Whoops, I'm going to try to go
Right
slow. So there is another book plate. It's vintage artistry. So rather than Curator's Botanical, and let me flip it over, Maggie.
I think it would have more things about like bugs and butterflies and things like that.
It's got flowers and...
Yeah.
So that is the vintage artistry book plates.
So once you have those two packages, you have to just lay them out. If you try to just reach in the package, it's not any fun, because this is the fun part, is being able to say, oh, I can tuck this in, or I'm going to put this on one of the, oh, I need one of these, so that's what's fun about
so you
laying
just
it
fill
out.
up your table with all this fun stuff.
Perfect,
and then go to
yes.
work at it. It sounds like Maggie.
So what I wanted to show you is I'm going to start out with the book cover, and you get 2 of these for every book you cut up. And I just use scissors, or you could use an X-Acto knife to just cut that apart. And so we're going to use this for the back, and we're going to cover this. So I just chose this piece of green from the 49 in Market, but look at this. And so think about if you were having a book club, just all these colors that you could put on there.
And that's from the Curator's Botanical. It's the solids. Do they call it solids, Maggie?
This is called
yeah, it is
12
called.
by 12 solids.
So there's that blue and purple, or green and purple that Maggie used.
But wouldn't that be fun to make one for every member of your book club in all these different colors?
It would be very
pretty.
And they're nice solid. They're solids, but they're not solid.
Yes, and that's what I like. I like a little texture to my solids. So you get, for $11.99, you get 8 double-sided. And then it says, plus get extra matte cutouts on the back of this cover sheet. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Maybe you could throw that in your little thing. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, so those are the colors. We do have some of these in singles, but if you get the whole set, you're going to have all these different backgrounds that you can use.
It's funny, that has been a really popular paper pack, and I think it is because of the good colors and the fact
they're beautiful.
they're not really solid. They're solid, but not solid.
So I'm going to show you what I did. I just used some Distress Collage Medium. Again, you know that I mix I use the Distress Collage medium or I use the matte medium.
Whatever's closest.
Whatever's open. So, and my favorite brush is in here somewhere.
And we have a couple questions, Maggie,
Yes.
before you start doing that. They want to know about your surface that you're using, which is the Tim Holtz Glass Media Mat. So I don't know if you want to tell a little bit about that. We do have them in stock.
This is Tim Holtz Glass Media Mat, and it's a nice large size. It has the glass over here, and what's nice is it does have the lines for measuring and for lining things up. This is nice for like inking, or you can just use that as your surface. Another thing that Tim Holtz likes to talk about is it's raised. There's some little, they're almost like dots.
Little rubber feet.
Rubber feet, yes. And so it defines your workspace. So sometimes it's nice because it kind of makes you put your stuff out here, and this is where you work. Not saying that sometimes...
He says it's to help give you a workspace.
Yes.
Because we all know what our workspace looks like.
Yes, and sometimes I start piling up and I'm working on about three layers, but it does define it. Another thing that's nice is this. You can take this off and use it.
We just got the replacements for those. So if you
Yes.
have one
Do you think
and
I
your
need
corners are like Maggie's, we just got the replacements for the, I don't know what you call them.
They're silicone mats, but you know what I think I did wrong here? I think I tried heat setting something,
Oh.
and I think that's what I did. But if you take this off, you can use it to mix your inks or your paints, and you can also, you know how we've done this smooshing technique? I like to
you
do
can
it
do it
on
on
here.
there.
Yes.
Well, then you can see the color better on
And
the
we
light.
even have left and right side. So if you're left-handed, this is over here. So if you're using
Oh, sure.
your paints and
Now there's, oops, oh gosh, I just flipped it to myself. Hi everybody, let me go back. Sorry about that. Nobody wants to see me, they want to see your cool stuff. So the paper pack that we just showed was $11.99, and you got 8 sheets of two-sided, super heavy cardstock from 49 and Market. We had a question about that.
it is two-sided. I'm going to take one out
Because
so
Maggie's
they can
paper,
see.
she's using the lavender side, and or maybe you're using the green side.
I'm going to use the green side, but that lavender is beautiful. But like, for example, on the difference, okay, so let's see. Like this one is yellow on one side and gray on the other. But all of these would make beautiful backgrounds. And then there was one other sheet of paper that I used, and I will show you that in just a
Okay.
little bit.
And then, Maggie, there's also a question about the photos. Do you
Yes.
scan old original photos to use
Well,
on your project?
that's where I
Or
was-
do you go, or where do you get it done if you do?
Okay, that's where I was going to go with this, because Tim Holtz came out with his ideology. He came out with a package of something called snapshots. These are actual old snapshots that people have back in 1943. They actually wrote on there.
Yes, I love that.
And I don't know how Tim does this as far as does he have to get rights to it. This is 1932. So if you want to do something just for fun, let's say you had a book about a pilot or something, then you could use something like that. But the way I made this was that you could start out with maybe one of these photos. I just love these. There's one on here that says Paul's class, and I thought, I wonder who Paul is. So some of these are dated, some are written on, but you could start out using one of these. Like, I thought that one was cool. Look at these guys in their suits. And don't you wish you knew this couple's story? Anyway, you could start out, you can start out using these, but if you wanted to personalize it, I made it so that my frames can be interchanged. You can take the photos out.
So if you've done projects with you've had some good old photos. So do you scan them and
you can
reproduce
scan them right
or-
here at Memory Bound.
Yeah, we can scan them.
And here's the trick that I always tell people. They bring in like a newspaper photo or an old black and white photo, and they say, I want a copy of that. I always tell them, go ahead and make it in color. Even though it's a black and white photo, have it reproduced in color because it picks up those colors. Maybe if we can get a hold of Katie, she's gonna, she brought a photo today that she's going to make for her mom, and she's making one of these. And she's gonna put a picture of her mom and her sister reading a book. So if we can catch Katie, we'll have her show that photo.
So it's kind of a personal choice then.
Yes.
If you want to use the photo, or if you want to get have a reproduction made of it so that you can.
Do you have that? Could you get your camera and show us that photo of your mom reading, the one you're gonna use? So you can make it as personal as you want. And that's why when I put these frames on, I made them so that you could take the Tim Holtz one out.
Oh, you did? Okay.
But I love the Tim Holtz ones too. So if you were doing it for a book club, it would be kind of cool just to, you know, put a different photo in there.
So Maggie, Donna has a question. She's got some of the collage stacks and ephemera from the other 49 and Market collections, and she's wondering if she could use those.
Perfect, perfect. But if you want the book plates, you do want to get the book plates one. But the ephemera, in fact, Tim Holtz just came in with his ideology ephemera. Oh my gosh, you could
that would
totally
work
use
too.
that too. Yes.
Okay.
So, are we ready?
I think thanks for answering all those questions, and thank you everybody for the questions. That if you ask a question, there's probably other people wondering the same thing, so we're happy that you did.
Okay, so I started out with the book. I just used scissors to cut them away from the book, and then I sanded that down a little bit because it was kind of raggy. So I just used my famous sanding
Maggie's
tool.
famous sanding tool.
Look
Okay.
at that photo.
All right, so this is Katie. Should I give you a microphone?
Oh,
Well, sure.
Hey guys.
Welcome, Katie.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
So professional.
I know.
Katie.
I feel professional today.
You're very professional. Everybody knows that.
For the few 30 seconds here. Yes, that's my mom, and that's her sister, and it's Christmas, and they're reading. So I thought that would be fun. But it's you can kind of tell it's a tiny picture because look at my thumb.
Oh,
So
there's
Katie
Yeah, so
bought
it's a little one.
couple book covers
I
and
did.
some of this ephemera.
I did. I bought everything you told me to buy,
Yeah.
and I'm so excited.
I can't wait to see it because I know
Yeah,
Katie
I
will
would give
add
it
her
to-
spin to it also.
It'll be in rainbow
Maybe
colors.
when you make it, maybe when you make it, you could bring it in, and we could post a
Look
photo
at,
of it.
come along, Kelly. Come along, Kelly. And there goes the professional.
Katie's attached to my wire here.
I am. Yes.
Katie, my back
You
pocket.
grab Tim Holtz ideology ephemera.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
There are a lot of little book covers in there.
There are, yeah.
That would work
I'm going
also.
to use that on a project next week.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that
We
stuff.
can't wait.
Yes.
I'm reading messages, Katie. Katie's teasing me.
Sorry, Kelly.
She's teasing me. She's pulling the microphone away.
Okay. So
okay.
here's our book cover, the one we're going to use today. Some of these book plates are smaller, some are bigger, so it depends on how much of the plate you want to show, or the book cover you want to show. So you could maybe do this and decorate over here, but then some of them are bigger. Thank you. I thought those would be really fun too. Some of these are bigger, and can you see how it looks like that book is open? I'm going to show you a little trick to make it look like that is a 3D book.
We love your tricks, Maggie.
There we go. And some of those are just by accident. So the first thing I did was I took some collage medium or matte medium, whichever you have, and using Tim Holtz collage brush.
So Maggie's using the collage brush. It's kind of like a little paintbrush, but it's nice and wide. It's got wide bristles on it. So
Yes.
That
And
this is a set of 3, or you can get them individually.
It's really soft and it picks up and you can get it covered because this stuff can dry pretty quickly and you don't want any dry spots. So this covers quite a big area. So you want to get that on there quickly, make sure your corners, and it doesn't hurt to put it on there kind of thick. Make sure you don't have any dry spots because that's what causes your bubbles. Okay, so now, oh gosh, this purple is way too pretty, but we're going to make it green because I know what I'm putting on there afterwards. And usually, and I don't have one, Penny, could you get me a wadded up paper towel, just a piece of paper towel, please? So I was kind of a little concerned when I picked out this book cover was, oh, the book behind it's blue, but don't worry about that because we'll ink it and it will all blend. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Penny.
You could use a, oh my gosh.
A brayer?
Yeah, thank
You
you,
know
Maggie.
what?
I always use a brayer when I do that stuff. I know you have your
I
paper
have
towel thing, but
the paper towel just glides and it gets, if there's any crevices or anything, I just love my paper towel. But brayer would work if you're a brayer person. Okay, so I've just done that, and then what I would do now is I would dry this very quickly, which I have my heat tool, so. But see, what I like about these papers is they're not just a plain piece of cardstock. There's a lot of background texture going on, which makes a perfect backdrop for your project. And you'll see if you were to take a piece of cardstock and lay that on there, you could do it, but this has so much depth. I just like it. I like a little texture to
well,
my
I think
backgrounds.
they look good with the extra color and pattern.
Okay, so you want to make sure this is dry, because when you start sanding, if it's wet, it tears, and tears are okay, but sometimes you get a little bit more tear than you bargained for. So I would probably do this more, but I'm just going to show you a little section. And again, this sanding
That's
tool.
Maggie's favorite sanding
Oh
tool.
my
And
gosh.
we just got a whole load of those in yesterday.
$1.99, and I have, as you can see, look, I even used it on paint. I've used it and used it and used it. So they're a great tool to have. So basically now I've got my back cover, or the back or the front cover, and then now I've got it covered. So once it's dry, you're just going to go around the edges and sand it. And I sand holding it in my hand, so then you don't have such a heavy pressure if you're trying to do it on there. But
we will
I'm
be
sanding-
vacuuming later.
yes, I'm sanding front to back. And see there again, it's blue, but if we sand
I like
that-
the blue, Maggie.
Yeah, if we sand it a little bit and then ink it, it'll blend that green and blue together. But see how I'm kind of keeping it flat? And I've done this before to show how to marry the paper to the background.
You have such good tips, Maggie.
Okay, and I always go across my corners so I get that look. But this is the look you're going to want right here, all the way
Let me
around.
get up close. So Maggie, Heidi wants to know if you can use a different adhesive.
You could use like, sometimes I've been in a where I don't have my matte medium, and so sometimes I'll just take my liquid glue and put it on there, but it's a little, it takes a lot of glue, where this, you know, you're getting it out of a container like this. But I have been in a pinch before and I've used glue. Another thing I have used is a real wide piece of score tape.
Score tape, yeah.
But the thing that I've learned with that is you have to go right along the edges, and you practically have to fill in every square inch, because if all you do is put strips, later on you'll see where it's sticking, and then it kind of sticks and doesn't stick and stick and doesn't
little
stick.
wavy.
Yeah, so just, you'd have to cover. So
I've
there's
used a glue stick before. I
yeah,
like glue sticks
a glue
on
stick
this kind
would
of
work
project.
too. You bet. Okay, so I'm not going to go any further around, but this is the sanded look that you want. Okay, so then what you would do is you would ink around there, but I'm going to show you, I'm going to flash forward here.
We're doing the Rachel Ray thing.
Yes.
She's pulling another one out of the oven.
Out of the oven. Okay. So this is one that I made, and this is another background, and I have that paper over there,
Let
Kelly.
me grab it. This is all online on our calendar page, and Janet has linked it.
This is amazing
Is
for a
that
background.
$49 a market also?
It is.
What is it called?
It is called Botanical Floregia.
Here.
I'm shaking. My hands are shaking.
Here.
I had
Well,
coffee
there
this
you
morning.
can see it. So there's the back, the front, or whatever, and so here's the back that
But
Maggie used.
This is perfect for a background because it's just subtle, but there's some stuff going on in the background. And when you're cutting off the barcode, keep that because you may want to use that somewhere. I like that. So this is a great paper also. I'm going to give that. So that's what I used on this one. But for fun, I actually did this morning. I just took I took texture paste opaque crackle. The difference between texture paste and texture paste opaque crackle is as this dries, can you pick up those
Let me get
little
close.
tiny crackles?
Oh, we can see them really well, Maggie.
So after I glued and after I put that background paper on, this is the background of my book, then this morning I thought, oh, you know what, let's add a little texture. So I did this morning. And all you do is to take I like to use kind of, can you see how well loved this is?
Exactly the words I was going to use, a well-loved stencil.
This is one of my favorite. It's called Bubble. And I'm not sure that we have this one in stock, but it is coming, I'm sure. But I pulled a few others.
Okay, that one just came in stock right there that people were loving.
This one would work perfectly because it's a little more organic looking. I thought this one was kind of cool because you just use random parts of it. The wood grain would be kind of cool to pick up. So, and the brick. You can always put brick on the background. So all of those are.
When in doubt, do the brick.
Yes.
What I say.
Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to show you really quickly. Is I just took. Is this? No, this is the.
Maggie, we all really appreciate you doing all of this and showing us how you did it and giving us tips.
Okay.
It's very
well,
helpful.
Let's work on this corner that I sanded. So the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to make it perfectly straight. So, and you don't want to. Now, Tim did a really nice job on fading these out. Sometimes they go right up to the edge, and you don't want
Like
that.
the brick?
Yeah. So when you are doing something like the brick, don't go right up against that edge because you don't want that perfect straight line. So this one is nice, but you know, I don't really like it in straight lines or anything, so I'm going to
Of course not. You're an artist.
just take a little bit, it doesn't take much, on the back of your palette knife, and you're going to start out like this, laying it on almost like you're frosting a cake.
So now what Maggie's using, if you're just joining us, is the texture paste crackle.
Okay, so then you scrape off what you don't need. Just using your palette knife kind of at a 45-degree angle, I think. And then lift it up like that, and we will need to
We will have to have help with that, won't
and
we?
then go like this so you don't get those little sharp edges. Okay? Now, the one thing about the crackle paste, you cannot speed it up. But as you can see, I did this morning and it's already done. So it doesn't take a lot of time. But that's if you want to add a little extra texture. Sometimes I'll do maybe this corner and maybe a little bit down in this corner and just little random pieces. Sometimes just to make sure, for example, if you were going to put this on here, you could put it on here and maybe add a few more there. Oops.
So we need to probably ring the bell, Maggie, don't
Oh.
we, to have somebody.
It's far, far away.
Oh.
Hey, Penny?
Yep.
Penny, lucky for Penny, she's close by.
Uh-oh.
She's having some paper cutter.
Could we have
trouble.
this washed real quick?
Sure.
Penny, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You do. We
As
should
you can
mention.
see, it's
Yeah.
you don't have to get that
it's
off.
a Maggie thing. So you should mention maybe to be sure and wash when you're using the
Immediately
texture paste.
and if you can't get to a sink or something, have a little tray of water that you can just drop it in. And if you can just drop it in water, then it's fine. You can leave it there for a couple hours or all day if you want to.
I
as
thought you were
long
going
as
to say a
it's wet.
couple days.
You could, as long as it's underwater, you're fine. But in just an hour or so, you're going to start seeing this. You cannot speed this process up. You just have to let it do its thing.
But here's what it's going to look like when it dries.
Yes.
It's going to be crackly.
So now we're going to move on. Let's pretend like this is, well, we're not going to pretend because this is what I have. But so I've covered it, I've sanded it, and can you see how that tore? So that's okay. It's okay if it tears. you know, some people don't want tears, so that's why you want to make sure you get it dry, but you can still tear it. It just peels off. Okay, so my next step is to ink it, and again, I'm kind of been on a pumice stone kick. Pumice stone is kind of a grayish. It's a little warmer gray than hickory smoke. That's why I like to use it. So, because we've already added this, when we ink, it's going to pick up those cracks.
Oh,
And
I
ag-
can't wait to see it.
And again, I like holding things in my hand. It gives me a little bit more control. Sometimes when you do this and you go like this, you end up with this, thank you, these edges that you don't want. You want it to look just old. You don't want it to look like it's been framed. So I'm just going to go around the edge of this, and it doesn't take long. Can you see where it's been torn? That's going to pick up a little bit more of your ink because you've exposed the fibers, and that's good. Okay, so we're going to go around. I like again to round my corners so that they're not perfectly square.
I hope everybody got their phones unlocked from the portrait mode so that you could see this on the wide screen.
Don't you just love this pumice stone? Isn't that gorgeous?
It is.
Okay, so see my little cracked. So now I'm going to, again, I've shown this before, but you don't want to go like this and push it all in. You want to just catch those cracks. And the one thing I tell people is to go in one direction like this, rather than,
okay.
because then you develop some shadows, more shadowy than, see how I don't really want to get down in there.
Going very light.
Yep, just laying it across like that. But see how I'm going in one direction? What that creates is a little bit more of a shadowing effect. Isn't that cool?
Let me get up close so people can see how you can tell where the ink has gone into the cracks.
And I like to kind of get my corners dark, and just to make a little more shadowing, then I use a little bit darker on the bottom, and it goes lighter on the top, so you can kind of get that a little darker. You can get it as dark as you want. Isn't that pretty?
It is.
I just
like
love that
color.
texture.
I need to get my pumice stone out.
Oh my gosh,
Probably
pumice
don't use it
stone.
enough.
It really goes well with the tone of these book covers. Okay, so once you have that, then basically what I did, I had my ink out. I picked out pieces that I thought I liked. Even if you don't know if you're going to use it, pick out a few more pieces, ink them up, and lay them out. These are the ones that I know I used. So I have them all inked already, just in the matter of saving time.
Maggie, just show us how you might have inked one of your pieces.
Sure.
It's
Well, let's just, I can't do that one. Okay, yes, I'll just show you. Basically, again, held it in my hand and just went around like that. It takes just a few seconds. And sometimes you want to just do that and it will just kind of blend it so it's not all this perfect brown frame and then white. So like this ticket again, and here's just a sample of playing. Oh, you know what? This looks too brand new. Let's just tear this. And then what you want to do is get in there and get those white areas so it doesn't look brand
so
new.
it doesn't look like it's new and you tore it. To look
Yeah.
old.
So, okay, now you've added a little texture. It's not perfect. So I like doing that. For this one, on the other two, I inked it, but then I went like this, flattened it out, and then you ink across it, and you pick up those veins a little bit like that. And that's just it gives it a little bit more depth, a little more interest. Oh, can I show them how I made these stamps?
Yeah.
Okay,
please
here's
do.
another thing that I made up. Remember the stamp, the postage stamp, where's it at? Postage stamp
There's the
die.
Here's the
Okay,
die.
remember this, how we use this?
And here's
Okay, so I took this one right here, the third one from the middle, and I die cut. I just pulled out of my scraps a bunch of different colored papers. Blues, purples, greens, browns. I didn't like the brown as well, but some lighter colors. Or even if you are going through here and you see, you know, just a color that you like, or a background. I'm trying to find something a little more, like sometimes, okay, here's an example. This got popped out of one of the photos. So you could just use that if you wanted to. But I just pulled a bunch of different colors last night. And what I did is I die cut that third one in. And then, this is really cool. This is called postage stamp washi tape. Is this a new one or is that one?
That is new. That's
okay,
from
here's
Curators.
mine.
That's from this is from Curators Botanical.
Okay, so I bought this.
$5.99
And yes, you could just take that washi tape and you could go down the side of something and that would be cool too. But what I did is I cut out a bunch of these postage stamps and then I tore one off. And they're all
Are they
different.
perforated?
They are.
Oh, I didn't know they were perforated. Oh,
And
my
they're all
gosh.
different colors. So if I were to, I'm going to just put it on this side. This has got polka dots, but that's okay. It's a little bigger, but that's okay. But look at how it makes a little background, and now you've got a stamp to layer with.
And yeah, and you've got a little more thickness to it rather than a piece of washi tape. It's more
But
of
look at the
a die cut.
Exactly. But look at the colors. Like you could put this on that lavender. Look at all these. This would be pretty on yellow. But there again, you could just do this too. But I liked being able to use my postage stamp die and make some postage stamps.
So that washi tape is 5 meters. I don't know what that is, but it's 5 meters. It looks like you get a lot, Maggie.
Be a little bit more than 5 feet. So.
And then it is $5.99.
And the thing is everyone is different. Now here I made one just cutting a rectangle. But then this is one that I did cutting the actual postage stamp die. And for those of you who got that postage stamp die, look at what you can do. And I'm going to use it on something else here too. I've got such a mess here. Okay, so the next thing I did was I took this book plate and I actually sewed it. And a trick that I learned today was I sewed it and then my book plate fell apart. So as you can see, I taped it back together. But one of the things that I liked about this is it actually had these threads in here. And so I kind of pulled them out and I kind of liked that look. And then I left my threads. Now you don't have to sew them.
You didn't sew your samples, did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Okay.
If you'll look close, you'll see the threads.
Okay.
But yeah, you don't have to, but just for added interest. And this was a happy accident because when it fell apart, it kind of shredded.
It looks more shredded. It
And
looks
I
more
left
old,
it there.
doesn't it?
Yes. And so Kelly told me that she learned from Cindy.
I learned from Cindy, one of our guests that we've had.
That if that happens, it's because your stitches are too little. You want to lengthen your stitches. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. But you know what? I'm kind of glad I did that because I like that look. But, okay, so here's one of the book plates. It normally would not be taped like that, but that's okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to use the 1/8 inch score tape. That's the skinniest you can get. And again, you wouldn't normally have that Scotch tape, but we're going to do that like that. I'm just surprised in that package how many of these book plates you got.
There's
and
a
they're
lot.
all different sizes. Okay, so that's right side up. So now I'm going to maybe center this and then, is it straight looking?
Yeah, it looks good.
Adhere it down. So now you've got your book.
And it is a book.
It's
loose.
a book. Okay, so then what I did is I used a couple, and I cut up a tape thing just because I couldn't
So
find
it's
my
a little foam piece
foam,
of foam
yeah.
tape.
Yes. So just pop dot it behind, and I would probably use 2 or 3, but just for the sake of
So how far in did you put those, Maggie? Was
it doesn't
like
matter.
Halfway, or it doesn't matter?
No, I probably would put 3 or 4 if I was doing it, and if I had the right pop dots, but I couldn't find them this morning. So just to raise it up a little bit, actually the pop dots are going to be a little wider. So just to give it a little dimension. So we're just going to do that for right now. But if you were doing it I
You
would
would
put
use more.
I would put 1, 2, 3 at least in the corners like that. And your pop dots are going to raise it up even a little bit more than that. Okay? So now the thing you want to do is to make this look. Do you want to grab one of those, Kelly?
Does it matter which one?
I don't think so. I think I can show both of them. To make it look like the things are sticking out of the pages, you don't want it to all look like it's just tucked behind the book. So to make it look like it's tucked inside the pages, what I did was I actually took a X-Acto knife and I just cut in different places. Like I might have done that one right there for something big, but then I went over here and did it here. So now it looks like it's tucked into 2 different places. So it's very dimensional. And here's something fun, is I just cut a little bit like this. And these book plates have about 3 or 4 layers. And so you can just peel them apart and ink them and it looks like the
You
pages.
just kind of shredded it like the pages.
Yeah, and then the pages. So if you can see that I've got lots of little cuts inside these book pages. But look at all the different areas you could have it coming out. Okay, so the next step is I got to make sure that I'm doing the first thing. I liked this page.
So here's the book plate that she's starting with.
Yeah. So the first thing I did was this came in the ephemera pack. There's different sizes. Can you see this? And I think I decided it was too long, so there's nothing saying that you can't cut it down. So here's this, and I took a picture of what I did last night, and to me it was the best way to remember what I did. But you know what? I did this twice and 2 different days. And I took a picture and I went back.
And they're different?
Totally different. So each time you do it.
Now we do have a question. What is the book template? And actually what we're talking about, Maggie used the book plates from Curators. And they are these, I don't know, ephemera really is what they are. They're pretty thick and heavy and they look like open books. And then they also have other little pictures inside of florals and things. And that's what she's using on the real book cover.
Okay, so this is on here, and again the pop dots would have given a little bit more dimension, but see this, I cut it down to fit, and what I inked it, and what I'm going to do is just put that real thin 1/8 inch.
Is that going to be loose then, Maggie?
It's going to be loose because I wanted to give it a look of some open pages. So this is going to get tucked right in here like this, and you get 2 or 3 pieces of this, and then I just kind of did that, so it kind of hung open a little bit. Okay, so then here's another thing that was in there.
You have so many tips, Maggie. It's great. We all love it.
So this looks like just some pages that have been clumped together. So see this clip?
And
it
that's
looks
a piece
real.
of ephemera? I thought it was. I
Yes.
thought you clipped some together.
Yeah, well, so we're going to make it look like it's been clipped to this thing. And I believe I just used score tape on that. I'm trying to go from memory.
So we love score tape because it's strong and you can get it in different widths.
1/8 of an inch is perfect for this project. Okay, so we're going to add this. It doesn't take much. And what I wanted it to look like was that it was clipped to the edge of this.
Oh, so you put it on the edge.
I put it on the edge so the paper clip was over here.
It's tricky, Maggie. Very tricky.
Yes. Okay, so then this was, I can't remember whether this was I think it's a piece of ephemera. And again, if something doesn't fit, trim it down, ink it, and no one will ever know.
That's what I love.
And we're going to just put a little piece here. You don't have to adhere every edge. Sometimes it's kind of nice when it's a little dog-eared.
Looser. Yeah.
Yeah. So I matted this just to give it some color. And okay, so I you know, I thought about taking the X-Acto knife and cutting
and
this
trimming
and
that.
tucking it under. I thought that would be kind of cool. Oh, you know what? I decided that I didn't like it perfectly straight.
Oh, so you made it a little
So I
lopsided?
kind of laid it on there like that.
Oh, I like that, Maggie. That's
There.
really neat.
So that is that page. And now this is where those stamps come in handy that I made. So these are that washi tape put on cardstock. But isn't this one much cooler looking than that one?
It's more stampy looking.
Yeah. So what you can do is, let's see, let's use a pop dot. These pop dots, I'm
Why,
sorry.
we could have got you
I
some, Maggie, if I
know.
knew you needed them this
I
morning.
know.
People
couldn't
are
find
loving
them.
your project, and it's so nice to see it come together from start to finish.
So a little pop dot, just to give it some dimension. Okay. So we're going to tuck this one, let's say, I like that little hello sticking out. So we're going to tuck it behind so it looks like it's in this little pocket. But I didn't want to make it a pocket, so we're going to stick it to the back.
It's not a pocket.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's do that. Because I still wanted to be able to lift that up and see that little flower.
Okay, Susie just asked about the washi tape, and it is not sold out. We have quite a bit of this Curator's Botanical postage stamp washi tape. And you can find it if you go to shopping and go to new and 49 and Market Curator's Botanical. It should be right in that category.
Now for some of these things you can just use your tape dispenser. For the book, that's important that you use score tape, and for this piece. But sometimes you can just use this. Now if you'll notice, if you were here, you remember that I took the X-Acto knife and I cut here, and I could even cut some more if I wanted to. But I'm going to take this purple ticket and with the tear, so we're going to tuck it in here.
Oh, that's why
so it
you
looks
were
like card.
doing those slicers.
Yes, but I just realized that I'm going to run into my, there we go.
For some reason, they can't put the tape in the cart, and Diane's checking it. Does it say yes, add to cart and stuff? Diane is checking it out for us.
This is kind of hard working upside down, but I think that's
You're
how
doing
I
great.
wanted it. So
You're
you
doing
can,
great working
But see
upside
how that
down.
looks like it's in the book now, rather than behind the book?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I took these two little numbers, and I thought, rather than just doing one number, let's do two. And so
she said she got it, Diane, maybe. Susie, I'm glad you found it and got it taken care of. Diane's looking into it. We think it looks okay.
Okay, so I just tucked these in, and to tell you the truth, I didn't even glue them. I just
You just stuck them in there.
and that's okay.
And there
we
it
go.
goes.
Okay, so I just tucked them in. You can glue them if you want, or put a little tape on one end, but see how you can tuck that in there. And let's see, that's those two. I think we're done with this side. So now our focal point that we want to use is, we want that focal point to be that photo. So we're going to start out with,
So, Maggie, these are snapshots, the Tim Holtz snapshots on these, right?
Yes.
So here's the two that Maggie made earlier.
and that had 1940 on the edge, so I cut it off and put it up here. That's the actual.
And here's the other one she made. When she brought these in, we all thought they were so amazing. So like she said earlier, you can use your own picture, or you could get those set of snapshots. That's something new from Tim Holtz.
And see how I made this, where you can pull this out. This can come out, and you can put your own photo in.
Okay, that's what you're going to show us how to
Yes. Okay, so I just used this. This is just a matte, and I believe I'm working upside down, so it's
do. You're doing
Okay.
well.
okay. Because I put a little green over here. You kind of want your things to flow, so I put a little green over here for my mat.
Good idea.
And I'll show you how I did that with the purple also. Okay, so just to give it some color and make it look like it's supposed to be there like that. All right, so then I did this, and then the next thing was the frame. And so if you want to make it so that you can take this photo out and replace it with another one, then what you would do is you'd only put score tape on the sides right here and maybe on the bottom. So we're going to do that.
And that's the 1/8 inch score tape,
Yes,
everybody.
and make sure we're right side up here. So
And Elaine says she loves this, and she also is giving a kudos out to Janet for putting all the links in.
Oh, nice.
I
That's
think
always nice.
Janet has asked if we think people like the links, and I think they do. So we're so happy that she's doing that.
So to give plenty of room for that photo to slip in, I'm putting this 1/8 inch tape right along the edge. You could also do this with some foam pop dots.
So
But
the
they'd have to
frame
be
was
really
from the
skinny.
ephemera, right? From this
The
pile?
Yes,
Okay.
from that pile, yes.
All right.
Okay, and the way I'm throwing these things, if you buy a package and end up with some of this in there. Okay, so now I'm going to take this, and again, it's just been adhered on the sides, very close to the edge, because we want to have room for that photo. Okay, and then we have this lovely couple that looks like it could be their wedding day. And see how that can
So
go
you can
right
just
down
slide it
in there.
down.
And then if you want to change it later, you can. But I think for a book club, something like that, I think these would be so much fun. You know what? You could make up a story about each picture. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, so there's that. And then I found this. I can't remember whether I found this in the book plates package or the ephemera package, but I wanted it to have a little bit of a matte. And I decided, you know what? We're going to pull that green down, and here was one of a ticket. And I thought, why
that's
not?
perfect, Maggie.
Why not put it on the ticket? I just like lots of textures and layers. I don't know whether I got that straight or not.
It looks, well, I'm looking at it through the phone, and it looks pretty good.
Okay. Okay, so now we're going to put that down here, just for fun.
And Maggie, thank you for doing it upside down.
And I'm just going to tuck that under just because I think it looks a little better that way. All right, and then I thought, let's see, I think I put this over here. You get quite a few of these in the
that a little
ephemera
phrase?
pack. It is, and you get quite a few of them, and they all seem to kind of go really well with those Tim Holtz pictures or any other photo. So we're going to put that over here. I just thought,
Looks like Maggie's down to a butterfly and a
Yeah.
yellow tab and a circle tag.
but you know what? These I pulled out because I had it ready and I had already done it. But the thing is I left this stuff out, and as I would walk by it, I'd go, I think I could use that ticket somewhere else. But the one thing you want to remember is you always want to have your focal point. You don't want to have so many sayings that you take away from this saying from this picture. So you have some background stuff, but if you have one nice saying, and then I thought this kind of went really
Kind of
well.
goes with it.
So you can put this, and this can be put on with a pop dot, and I put it kind of like that. I think I tucked it under that stamp. So, and you can have it sticking out a little bit. So we're just going to do a quick pop dot. It only takes one. And you just to add a little bit of height, just leave it sticking out a little bit. There we go. And I just tied that with that little silk ribbon, and I thought it looked too new, so I inked it a little bit with some
So
pumice
she inked
stone.
the ribbon. She crumpled that up earlier. And Maggie, they're asking about the paper clip.
This little guy, that
Yeah.
was part of the
That
ephemera.
is a fake paper clip, everybody.
A
I'll
fake.
zoom in on it.
Okay, so now remember how I said you want your thing to flow Here we've got some purple over here, but there's absolutely no purple here. So I found the purple butterfly. And probably let's use score tape. That would be better. And I'm just going to score tape the main part of his body. So we can, and I just put that there. Now see how that brings the color from the purple
Well,
down
and it
here.
looks good on the frame too. I like it.
Yes, yes, and then just kind of do that. And this is one of those tabs, and you get a lot of these in a lot of different colors. So again, I had already cut
She
that.
slit some pages. It looks like it's inside the pages because Maggie made some slits earlier.
And we're going to tuck that in there. And you know what you could do? I left it blank just because I felt like there was a lot going on. But you could use, we have a package of, where are those rub-ons? I want to get my hands on the rub-ons.
Here's some rub-ons. I don't know if these are
What
the
a
ones
mess.
you're looking for.
Yeah, here's some rub-ons. So you
do
could
have a mess.
actually see this like one of these little things. You could actually rub it on there.
Tim Holtz has some good new
Yeah,
rub-ons too.
any of this stuff just to make it look, give it a little interest. I'm going to leave it blank, but you could easily do any of those things. And okay, so did I finish everything?
It looks like you got it all on there. It looks
Okay.
wonderful.
I'm going to show you something else though.
And we do have, while Maggie's figuring out what she's going to show us next, we do have these easels. We have the mini easels, but then we have these bigger ones that are 8 inches tall that she actually had her sitting on. I'll pull it over here. She actually had it sitting on one of these little easels, which is really nice, especially if you want to give it to a friend. So the easels are available, and they come in black and natural, and they are $6.99 for the 8-inch.
Okay. To make it, give it a little bit more vintage look and make it so it's not quite, to me it's just still too new looking. So what I like to do is to smush a little pumice stone on here.
Somebody's asking for lemon paper.
Okay, we're going to try this brush and just see if it's stiff enough.
Oh, that's the collage brush.
Yeah, just happen to have it right here, so we're going to see if it works. So then I just flick. Yeah, it's going to.
Is it working, or do you want me to get you a splatter brush?
It's okay.
Maggie works with what she has.
So can you
Okay.
see how it's just, it kind of brings everything together. I'm going to add a little bit more ink.
And Lucy's asking for the lemon paper. And Lucy, if you could, do you just want paper that has lemons on it, or is it a specific lemon paper, or is it a color of cardstock? If you could just be a little more specific, and then we can help out a lot better.
But see how that's just giving a few little really subtle dots?
It's pretty subtle, Maggie.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to try something.
All right, here we go. Now she's
Okay.
got her palette knife.
I'm going to try this. But that's all I want, is I don't want it to be spotted, but it
You
just...
don't want to really splatter it. You just
no.
want some.
Okay, see how that... and
Oh, is it lemon? I'm sorry, Maggie. This is
That's
it's
okay.
called lemon twist. Donna, thank you. I guess maybe she was wanting the lemon twist paper, and we do have that.
Okay, and this kind of fades into the background. It's not like, oh my gosh, she splattered it.
See, there's some little splatters.
But it just brings all of it together. You can do this with a
Maggie's
palette
using
knife,
a palette knife.
or a stiff brush. This wasn't quite stiff enough, but can you see?
Yes, it looks good.
That's what I wanted to do. Okay, one more thing.
You did it.
One more thing.
One more thing.
Okay. Teresa gave me this package of foundry wax and said, do something with it. So I said, okay, Teresa. And, okay. So I'm not a master of this yet, but I'm playing with it.
Okay, so while you're so she's shaking it up. Teresa just showed us this yesterday. That was Monday. So if you want to know a lot about the the Foundry Wax. It's a new product from Tim Holtz, and it comes in 2 different packages with 4 different colors. So you get 2 colors in one package and 2 in the other. And back to Lucy with the lemons. You can call us or you can go online, and it is the lemon twist from Simple Stories that it sounds like you're looking for.
Okay, so I just wanted to try this. And so I'm using Statue, which is kind of a bronze. And I watched just enough of Tim's video to kind of probably be dangerous, but okay, so isn't that beautiful? Look at that.
Yeah, that is. It looks good right there.
So he said do this until you see your fingerprint. You don't want to put it on so thick. See how it's starting to show my fingerprint? So just to add a little warmth, I'm just going to go like this.
And Wendy also suggested you could do that Scotch tape thing with the alcohol ink. So that would be good.
Oh,
and you know
yeah.
what? That's coming up. Diane used that on a project that she's going to be showing later I think it's later this week.
Oh,
Janet, thanks for sharing the lemon twist.
all right.
So you're just rubbing it along the edge.
Just randomly, and I'm going to show you what I did on one of them. Was I actually put it along here, and some of this stuff, guys, I did it after the fact just because I kept looking at it and decided it needed some stuff.
To this one.
And so we're going to, oh, and another thing, I'm not even sure Tim thought of this, but I don't know what happened, but I kind of went like that and it flicked some.
You accidentally flicked it?
And it was
I'm going to
kinda
step
cool.
back if you're doing that, Maggie.
And so, just add a little bit here and there just to add some warmth. And that's the cool thing about this wax is it's not like an embossing powder. Is you can actually rub it in like a wax. Okay, see how that warmed that up? We're gonna put a little here too. Along
She's
here.
putting it here and there and everywhere.
Okay, and following Tim's rule is set this away before you start heating.
I did not realize that till she showed us.
Okay, so we're going to heat that up.
It can be anything, but she's using Curator's Botanical.
And the
right
base paper is that one that's printed on.
Oh, here.
Isn't it there?
This is what she's using on the one she's doing right now.
Okay, so we're going to heat
So now
this
we're
up
heating it.
because it could just, if you don't heat it, it will just fall off, I guess. It's just like a powder. It turns into a powder, so you have to heat it up.
I think you're kind of liking this stuff, Maggie.
It's, it just warmed it up. And again, you know how, Kelly, I just keep looking at something and
She keeps going.
adding.
Maggie's like the ever-ready bunny.
And so I keep adding until, oh, I like that. Let's try this. Let's try that. But everywhere you put that on there, you're going to want to heat set it. And another thing is it doesn't take as much heat as
It
an
melts
embossing.
quickly, doesn't
yes. But see how that gave it a little warmth? Okay. One more thing, Kelly. See,
There's one more? Oh, my
yes,
gosh.
I kept going by and thinking, okay, we want a little metal to this.
So you've got the tiny attacher out
Tiny
now.
attacher. I always like to have a little bit of metal. And let's see. We're going to put, how about right here? We're going to go in here.
I think you could work on this project for hours
You
and
could.
still keep doing stuff.
And you just let it lay there and you keep walking by.
Okay,
See
so
how,
she
isn't
added
that cool?
the little staples. She crisscrossed the tiny attacher staples there.
And then let's go in here. I'll have to lift this up. And let's put one here. And I think I can get in there and get it. No. Oh, you know what? One side's good.
Well, she is using it.
Okay, so I think that we can finally say it's done until you find something else to
Until
tuck in there.
something else.
You could probably tuck in one more thing over here. Let's see. Oh, here's another frame that you could use.
These are,
Oh, those are the. I just wanted to share it.
Oh, okay.
So even like something, let's see, like this. a little ticket if you wanted to throw in some blue there. You could cut another
You
slit.
could always add more for sure.
Yeah, and add it, or you could put it behind the book too, and that's nothing wrong with putting it behind the book. But see, that would draw a little blue. This green would be kind of cool behind there. So
So
just
you can
more
just
stuff.
keep going. So
Yeah.
let's show your other two projects.
Okay, it's a mess
So-
over here. Where is the one?
Here's one.
Okay, so here's one. And again, this is 1940. Wouldn't you like to know their story? And again, make it so that you can remove that photo. And you know what? This velvet ribbon came in, and so I thought we needed a little softness, so we could
Oh,
add.
that's that new velvet ribbon.
Yeah.
Maggie just added that yesterday.
And can you see all these little dots? That's just from flicking.
Oh, I see.
Distressing.
Yeah, it does look
just
good.
brings it all together.
I like your flicking.
Oh, we forgot about these, Kelly. Do we have a package of those? Oh my gosh, look at these. All different sizes. And just to add a little height or some metal interest, you could add it here. You could go over here and add it here like it was connecting that.
You could clip your photo on with it too.
You could. You could do it here. I like it there. It looks nice with that gold.
And you get 7 in the package. Those are the binder clips from Vintage Artistry, $49 in Market. So 7 clips, and they're $6.49. And like Maggie said, they're different sizes.
It matches the statue.
It does.
Color. Look
It
at
does.
that. Oh my, I didn't even realize that. But you could do this here. You could clip it over here. That's the beauty of leaving these things up, so you can get in there. You could just stick them anywhere. I just love these, and they match that.
Wouldn't it be fun to do a big group of these with like your heritage photos and put them all out on a set of shelves? I think that would be, so you could enjoy them. A lot of us have heritage photos, but they're in a box, or in my case, they're in a shoebox at my mom's house.
And they do fit nicely on this size of easel, or even the bigger one if you want. The little one was a little bit small, but those two sizes. Another thing, Kelly, okay, I could see having your book club over and having one of these for everybody. Wouldn't that be fun?
It'd be very nice.
Okay, real quick, I'm not going to show you how I put this together, but this is another one. You can make so many of them, and this is those frames from 49 in Market.
Those are the stitched frames from 49 in Market. If you wanted to add those on, that's another good product that Maggie found.
And there again, it didn't quite fit, so I cut part of it off. But look at the leaves. There's another couple more of those stamps that I made using my washi tape.
Oh, that brings a lot of color in.
Yeah, so what I did, and what my plan was, is this is going to be made into a pocket, so this would look like it was tucked in. But there again, this is your focal point, and if you have those on there, make sure that you show them, because I think they're cool. So this hasn't been put together yet, but this is the photo of, you can see I got my shadow in there. This is my shadow, but this is how I kind of see it.
Very
I just
cool,
love that
Maggie.
picture.
Everybody's loving it.
I think that's all I wanted to show you.
Are you sure, Maggie?
I know. Well, and here again,
Are you sure? It's 11 o'clock.
this book cover is large, so I had room to add some of my special buttons on there.
Yeah, you've got lots of different sizes.
And I found this. This actually came on something I bought this weekend, and so I stuck it on there thinking I might add a little button
That's a
to
loop.
it.
That's a Tim Holtz loop pin.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yes.
we'll get pictures of these, and we'll get a post on our blog so you can look at them up close.
Sorry it
and
took
take
so
some
long.
time. Well, most people don't mind. This is our messy table now that we have with a lot of the stuff Maggie used, and that is all been posted. Janet has posted it so you can see it. And if you don't want to tear up a book cover, or you don't have a hardbound book to tear up, we do have a selection of them. They're $1.79, and they're online under miscellaneous products, so you can find those. They're pretty inexpensive. I think Maggie tore them up, but like she said, what'd you say? No good books have been harmed in this
No,
project.
they were destined. They were destined to the junk pile, and so I rescued them.
Well, Maggie, people love this today, so thank you so very much.
They're just fun.
And
just
they are
fun.
very fun. We're going to get some pictures out for everybody. Have a wonderful day. I have no idea what's going on tomorrow. Oh, Penny's here tomorrow. Okay, now I do know.
Yeah.
Penny's here.
We're gonna color.
So we're coloring with Penny tomorrow, and is that our peonies?
It is peonies.
Peonies.
And a special technique.
And they are beautiful. I saw a preview of her cards last week. So Penny's back tomorrow with some coloring and flowers. We need flowers for spring. So we'll see Penny tomorrow. And Janet, thank you again. Everybody have a crafty day, and stop in and see us if you're in the area. We would love to see your smiling faces.
Thanks for watching.